What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another video. It's another day here at the shop. I just wanted to do a quick video today, just giving you a bit of an update on everything that's going on at the shop and all the cars that have been started on the channel. Just because I don't film everything here, as you guys know, and also a lot of the builds that have been started like months ago on the channel that you've heard nothing of, or there's big gaps between episodes. A lot of that's just due to having to wait for parts because of COVID. You know, logistics of getting stuff to us has just been all sort of messed up because of that. Also, our machine shop has a massive backlog as well, so waiting for machining takes a while too. So just want to give you an update on where everything is, so you're not sort of sitting there wondering why the hell you haven't seen a new episode on said car or whatever. So we'll start outside and work our way around and come back into here. So I just finished getting everything out of the shed this morning. Go for a walk around. So the mighty Micra here, just had to put new headlight plugs in it because it fried one of them, so it's ready for daily duties again. I'm still considering selling this car, not too sure yet, but it's still around. The Mighty Patrol of Darcy's with the RB25. We've noticed when we went on our test drive that it was like shaking real bad, the classic Patrol death wobbles. So I had it up on the hoist, had a look underneath. It looks to be like the radius arm bushes. So Darcy's actually ordered some more of them, but he's gonna come out and fit them here himself next time he's home from work, just because we're sort of too busy to do that sort of stuff. We've got too much other stuff going on. And Darcy's perfectly capable of doing that himself, so he doesn't have to pay us to do it. But apart from that, this thing's still freaking wicked. We've got the Supra here. This is 2J GTE VVTi converted from NA that belongs to a guy down the coast. That's just come from Whitey's. It's just had a new Haltech Elite wide in from Whitey's. The R34 here, this is like a pre-Matsuri prep car. It came to us with a few issues that he wanted sorted and a retune and just a look up before Matsuri, so that's pretty much ready to go now. It's just got to call him and let him know what the go is. The VESS here, this is actually, we're doing a supercharger, so this is it's a L98 VESS, getting supercharged with a LSA blower kit, so I'll be doing content of that one. The 80 series you would have seen, we'll get to that when we get inside, but it's still here obviously. We've got this beautiful 1964 Corona. It's just here for a bit of a general carby tune-up and a few other issues we need to fix. So very, very nice car, beautiful car. We've got Brad's R33.4 here. It's pretty much ready to go back together now. I'm just waiting for some time and the hoist to be free to get the motor back in it, but the motor's together, ready to go. The FG Xr6 Turbo here is a 630 wheel horsepower E85 FG. It's done a gearbox, so currently on the hunt for a new gearbox for that, to put into that and get it sorted. Yeah, it's proven to be pretty difficult. The VY Tonner, the 383 build, had a bit of a saga with the block actually being damaged, so we actually had to supply him another block, or sell him another block. We're actually using the damaged block that was in this for the S13 now, so you'll see that when content comes out. It's pretty wild. But anyway, currently that's at machine shop. We're getting balance and stuff. We're just waiting to get that back and start putting that back together. We've got the gearbox inside, so yeah, it took us ages to get the rods for it. That was a massive hold up for that. It took like 3 weeks to try and get rods. Australia Post kept losing them. Mace kept saying that they hadn't been dispatched, etc, etc. It was just a nightmare. But anyway, it is underway. Hopefully not far away. So the R31 is still at a bit of a standstill until we get some parts from RB Factory. Still just waiting to get them. The problem is obviously Arvin's a very busy person. I'm a very busy person. It's just hard to line up getting the parts together and getting them off him. But also got some nice new wide body fiberglass guards there from ST Custom. So a lot of things for this car that I'm super excited about. I can't wait to get into it. Hopefully very soon we'll get them parts from Arvin and continue on with it. The Xr6 Deadly Daily, the BA Xr6 Turbo, leaks more oil on this road base than BP leaked into the Gulf of Mexico. But it's still there. I don't know, we might get into it and have a bit of a play one day, turn the boost up a bit. We've got our 80 series here. Been a while since you've seen this thing on the channel. So Rex actually spent a heap of time the other weekend taking off the driver's side manifold because it was cracked. We've been having a few issues with this thing, especially after towing up the dyno and everything like that. It keeps melting the plug boot on the back end of this side on the head, which causes it to miss. So it's always got this annoying miss. This manifold's cracked, this manifold's cracked. We welded up this manifold, and now you can hear this manifold. So, you know, it still goes fine. It's just annoying to us as tuners driving around a car that's got a miss. And, you know, the fact that it's got manifold leaks and stuff, it's frustrating. So, anyway, we actually have plans for this thing. We're actually building a new combo. Rex is going flex fuel. We're going to an iron block. We're actually going 5.3 iron block. So the biggest problem we've had so far is that obviously the 5.3 never came in Australia. We've got one from the States there, but no one supplies rings for 5.3 because everyone that gets them in Australia usually just bores them out to 5.7 and puts 5.7 rotating assemblies in them. But because we've got a block with really good bores, we want to stay 5.3. We've got a really good set of 5.3 pistons, Gen 4 rods, but we had to get some pistons from the we had to get some rings from the States, which took ages. So we do finally have them. So this will be getting a full sort of rebuild in the near future. We've got to redesign manifolds, make them out of steam pipe this time, move the turbos further back so we can actually put air boxes in. We're going to put Gen 4 accessories on the front because they offset less from the engine, so it gives us a little bit more room behind the radiator, hopefully give us a little bit more airflow, try and get this thing a little bit cooler under bonnet temps and try and get it to run a little bit cooler. So we'll be making a lot more content on this thing sort of coming up, hopefully soon. The mighty wagon here, my mighty tow car, so it's pretty much of today. I drove it out here this morning, it clicked 370,000 Ks and it's pretty much getting retired today. It's had an amazing run, it's been a really good tow car to me, but it needs just too much money spent on it. It needs tyres, needs all ball joints in the front done, needs a new windscreen. It's just at a point where I can't justify throwing the money at it. I've got the Micra to daily, but I do have big plans for the running gear out of this. It's been such a good car that I feel like it deserves a second chance, a second lease on life. So I've got ideas for another build, which will hopefully be going ahead fairly soon. But we'll get to that when we get to it. The Sylvia here, we've been dummying up a fair bit of stuff in the Sylvia. We're still just waiting on our maximal rack in so we can actually get it rolling. But Rex has sort of got pretty much everything he needs for the fuel system here. We just need to keep dummying it up, make the hard line, and just see what sort of fittings we actually have to order. But this is coming along pretty well as well. Anyway, hopefully have our rack ends in it soon so we can actually get it rolling. That'll be ideal. That'd be awesome. So Raucous down there, the blue HJ 1-tonner, the big block that we started for that ended up being a very expensive exercise. That ended up being a complete new rotating assembly as well. So we've got all of that there. That's currently in the machine shop as well. The block's getting bored for the new pistons, but it's turned into a very expensive exercise, and Rex would rather get the drift car finished for now. So that's sort of just been put on the back burner for a little while. Hopefully we'll get to that maybe over Christmas or early into the new year, get that big block combo built. So for those of you who don't know, that we started pulling that back down. It's getting a blow-through carb E85 turboed big block Chev. So that'll be a pretty cranky little thing. It'll be the 6th or 7th iteration of that car since Rex owned it. He's owned that car since he was like 16, so it's been around for a long time. So moving into the shed here, so this is the block that was damaged for the 383. Someone had obviously actually put the head bolt in, and LS1 head bolt holes are blind, so if there's any fluid down there it will pop out, and it's popped out on the block. So when we pulled it down, we're always real careful to check the deck surfaces, but we missed the crack that was in there. So we sold the guy who owns it one of our fairly decent blocks to start with, so we've got a new block to start with to create that 383. But instead of wasting this one, Rex actually went and I'm pretty sure this is a head stud out of a TD42, an ARP head stud, and we actually managed to cut this out, and Rex did a really good job of welding this all up. Welded a few dams on this out of steel, and then just sort of filled it with alley, and I'll make some more content of that when it comes to the Sylvia. But this block, we've tested a head on that stud, and it does torque down pretty tight, so it should be right to use for our drift motor. It's a bit dodgy, but that's the beauty of our own cars, is we can get away with what we know we can get away with. That's the gearbox for the 31. It's another good LS1 block that we snatched up because it was cheap. Again, LS1 blocks just getting expensive like everything else, so snatch them up while they've got them. That's our 6 litre, you know about that, so that's going in the Trans Am eventually. The mighty Mustang, so this has been here for a very long time, long-term project, big job. By the time it leaves here, we would have done everything except for the paint and interior. So we just didn't do the paint panel or the interior, everything else would have been done by us. Complete new brake system, clutch system, it's been a mammoth. So we finally got this running last night. It's a little 347 Windsor stroker, and it's a tough sounding little combo, it's awesome. So pretty stoked with that. Got nice big Willwoods on the front with our custom 9-inch diff that we've ordered from Castlemaine like 9 weeks ago. Is still about another 3 weeks away. And then we'll have big Willwoods all around, custom 9-inch for the rear, and then it's top loader 347 Windsor with a little quick fuel carb. It's awesome. It's really cranky. We're pretty stoked with it. So got that one last night. This is all parts of the 1FZ that's pulled down for the 80 outside. The gearboxes for the FG. So what happened was the guy who owns it got sold, and he got sold it, and the guy knew that the gearbox was slipping, so he sold him a spare gearbox. but we started doing a lot of looking into the gearbox, checking the numbers and stuff. We realized that the spare that was sold with the car is actually an NA box, and there's no way it's going to hold up that sort of power. So yeah, that's a very, very broken 2J GE block. Whoopsie daisy. That's some remnants for another build that's happening, which I'll show you in the engine room in a minute. So we've got our new Turbo 400 for the 383 build for the VY Tonner. That was built by Danny there at Lunatech Transmissions. So absolutely awesome. So that's ready to go. Over here we've got the 1FZ out of the other 80 series that's outside. So we've pulled this down to the point where it's pretty much ready to go. We're building a forged engine out of this, if you watch the content. We've ordered our rotating assembly, except the problem we've found is that Ross reckons that the pistons for it are made to order. They obviously don't keep them in stock. It's not a super popular platform. So the wait on the pistons is like 5 weeks. So that sucks. So we've got like a 5-week wait for pistons on that. So it's going to be a little while between episodes for that thing, which is a pain, but it is what it is. Over here to our pallet of JZ stuff. This is our 1J bottom end. So we did actually have a 1J stash down there. Rex bought it when I was doing the Crusaders. So the plan was always to put a 1J in the VK, but we've got a mate that's been hounding us for the 1J bottom end. He really wants it. And I had another mate the other day that popped up for sale, a 2J GE non-VVTi bottom end. He was selling for a good price, so decided to snatch that up and go 1.5 in the VK, and we can sell our 1J bottom end to our mate. That way he gets what he wants, and we end up upgrading to 3 litres for not a lot of money. So we've got big plans to do a pretty cranky 1.5 for the VK when we get to it. So for those of you who don't know, we do have a VK we plan on building eventually as well. Yet another one of just those cars where there's just, we've got cars everywhere. Anyway, into the engine room. Let's step into my office. In here, we've got the RB25, the forged RB25 of Brad's. It's going in the R33.4. That's pretty much ready to go back in. Like I said, just waiting for the Mustang to be at the point where we can get it off the hoist so that I can get Brad's in and get that motor in there. We've got the LS1 for the R31 ready to go. This is our new power steering delete. That's, you know, sweet. I do have to pull the sump back off and sort out a few things for my oil cooler, which is not a big deal, but I do have to do that before it goes in the car. The other thing is we're actually pretty much at the point where we can start putting together the other LS1 for this S13, but we'll get to that with the content pretty soon. So this here is a 2J build that we currently have underway. Stripped this GE down to bare block, ready to go to the machine shop, but this is going to be full forged billet capped I-beamed 2J. So pretty much a 1200 horsepower odd rated bottom end, I'd rate it for. We've got some nice CP forged pistons there as well, so that's a big build that's happening as well. So I've got it to a point where it's pretty much ready to go to machine shop, and when it gets back it'll be getting put together. Well, I'm building the motor for it, but that's about as far as I'm having to do with the build. The customer is then getting he's got a really good relationship with his own tuner, so he's going to tune it, and the customer's also going to put on like all his own ancillaries and stuff himself and get it in the car himself, etc. So I'm just building the motor for him. He's going to do everything else and get it tuned elsewhere, but we're still hoping for, depending on what ends up happening with the 1J head, we're still hoping to sort of at least 800 wheel with this new hot side setup, possibly even more, but it should be a good thing. It'll be awesome. So guys, apart from that, just waiting for today. The 1J FC is coming back out to finally get finished off, so that's going to be a good day. Hoping to crack some good numbers with that. That footage will be coming very soon, but that's pretty much a full update of the workshop, everything that's going on. As you can see, we're friggin' flat out, which is awesome, so we're really happy about it. Hopefully get a few of these builds cracking along. That 31, I want it done, I want it finished. Pretty much as soon as I get these parts from RB Factory, it'll be just getting smashed out. So then the next thing's gonna be the Sylvia, so me and Rex can go and drive together and actually do some fun things instead of working all the time. But that's what happens when you start a business, you gotta put in the hard yards. So anyway guys, that's just a quick little update from the workshop. I just wanted to give you a bit of an update, because I know it's weird that, you know, some things get started and yeah, there's sometimes months between episodes while we're waiting for parts and stuff. So just wanted to let you know what's going on, give you an update, keep you all informed. Hope you've enjoyed the little tour of the workshop and everything that's going on. Here comes the 1J now. FC is here. Ooh, nice. Anyway guys, plenty of good content coming. Hoping to keep up this better quality content for you all. So thanks for watching. As always, smash the like, smash subscribe if you haven't already. We'll catch you on the next one. Peace out, see you, bye.